Hello, everybody. Again, for those of you, the 7 of you that were here before I had to rename this stream, it was named wrong. I apologize. The name of this stream should be right now, Chinese class is canceled. The guy. So I was trying a new Chinese teacher because my current Chinese teacher that I've been using on italki went to Beijing. She's going to be there all week. So I looked around and I found this guy that seemed pretty cool. You guys saw me searching for him on this series getting ready to release. There's like a 6-part series of me looking for teachers where I'm basically a jerk the entire time. But it's still pretty funny, so I think you'll enjoy it. But this brings up a bigger topic for me. He might be sick, and I think that's definitely a possibility that he is sick. But I don't know, and I can't know. And I can't do what I did today and not do, like, for example, the tissue box video that I shot today would have been more epic had I not had this Chinese class scheduled. I had another plan. But because I had this, I did something completely new. I don't know how it's going to turn out. But it's going up here in a couple hours. But I'm never going to use this guy again. It went on when I report that something went wrong with the class, I'm just going to ask for a refund because I don't know if he's a good guy or not, but that's the thing, I don't know. So generally I feel when people cancel, it typically is because they don't want to do it. So I'm not going to be using him anymore. Now there's a story behind Korean from Zero where the current co-author of the Korean from Zero series is a guy named Reed Bullen. He's a Mormon missionary. And when I first went to Korean meetup here in Las Vegas, he had this hat. Oh, you know what? I'm going to get that hat. Hang on. So Reed, he was wearing this exact hat, okay? And I will wear it today in memory of Reed. Okay, so this is the hat. I think it was 2012, and I went to this meetup, and this guy was sitting at a table, like there's like a table, and he was like here, and I sat he was like here, and I sat here at the edge. I sat at the end, and he was like to my right, and he had this hat. I couldn't even read it. I couldn't read that this says 나쁜 남자, which means bad man. I didn't know that it meant that. That's where my Korean really started. And Reed was helping me out that day. And I kind of bonded with Reed. And a few meetups later, Reed was teaching me. I asked a question to Reed, and he taught me the difference between ida, which is like saying des in Japanese, to be, and itta, which is like saying arimasu and imasu in Japanese. And these are the to have and not to have. Excuse me. Seems like a good time to say, this podcast is brought to you by Tissue Box Channel. Subscribe now. Anyway, he showed me the difference between those real basic grammar. So I was writing notes furiously, and he was really good at teaching me, and I liked him. And then, by the way, that was the meeting where I stood up. This is, I think, my third meeting was like the Halloween party. So, hey guys, I know you guys don't know me. My name is George Trombley. In 6 months, I will be better than all of you here. I really did say that. I'm not making it up. It took me about a year, but I was teaching in that class. So I was teaching in that meetup Korean. And I still do frequently from time to time when I'm called. When the main teacher is sick, I'm the replacement teacher sometimes. Anyway, that's not what I was trying to say. So Reed had said, hey, I'd like to see what you're doing, with Japanese from Zero. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'd love to show you. And I said, well, and I'm also considering, doing this other book series called Korean from Zero. We were working on it. I don't remember the exact time thing. I think we were already working on it with this other guy. But I wasn't involved in the creation of it. No, at the time we were not. This is not important to the story, but I was just going to hang out with Reed that day. I was kind of looking forward to it. And I had called my Korean teacher girl, because she wasn't really a teacher, she's just like a friend, Purum. This really, to me, very sexy girl was Jiun's sister. She's in a couple videos with me. But anyway, she was gonna come too. But then Reed called to like check the time, and I'm like, hey, oh yeah, by the way, it looks like Prudhomme's not gonna make it. You know, she called and said she couldn't make it, and he's like, yeah, I better not come either. Just I'm pretty busy today. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was done with Reed because that was baloney to me. I felt that was complete BS. He literally didn't want to come because the Korean girl wasn't going to come. I get that. I get that move. But to me, that was a major insult to cancel in that way. So I didn't talk to Reed for a year because of that. I just did not want to. It was probably a year. It might have been 6 months. I don't remember. But it was quite a while. I was just done. I never re-invited him back to hang out. And eventually he went back to Arizona for a while. And then he came back. And I forgot what happened, but I gave him another shot. And now he is the co-author of Korean from Zero. We got back together as friends. But he almost was very, very close to not being on Korean from Zero. And that's actually good money for him. That's actually helping him in his life. I mean, till the end of his life, he will earn money on Korean from Zero for 3 books and probably a 4th that we're getting close to working on. But don't cancel on people. You have to earn the right to cancel on people. That first time is crucial, okay? You're not allowed to cancel the first time. I mean, even if you're sick, you kind of have to go. Say, look, man, I can't stay long because I'm sick. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Well, I blow my nose again. Man, I gotta blow my nose again. Daniel Huang says, Has the talk with Matt changes any of your methods for learning French? Has it changes? I think you mean changed. You'll have to forgive me while I pop this out so we can all see this. You also have to forgive me for being that guy who has so many typos. It's crazy, but when you make a typo, I totally bust your balls. Okay, let's pop this over here. And we'll do, what is this, half screen? Something like this. Nope, that doesn't work. Something like this. There we go. I don't know, what is this? What is this? All right. No, many tissues were harmed in this live stream, for the record. No, I actually am not doing literally anything different after learning about the AJAT method. I thought I would. I actually thought I would completely change it. The one thing that I'm doing different is I'm using italki. But I didn't get that from Matt. I got that from Nuke Marine. Nuke Marine, another YouTuber, is the guy that inspired me to do that because I saw him doing it. And I thought, oh, that's actually really cool. And I had already thought, man, I've got to find a way to go to classes without, one, going to college, which is what I was doing for Chinese, because that locks me up for semesters, right? And it was making it hard for me to go to China when I wanted, or to Japan when I wanted, because, oh, I've got class and then I've got finals. And there was a fast I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to go on this fast with my friends, but I had to cancel because I had finals that week. I'm falling into this, college cycle. So I didn't really want to keep doing that. And then the other methods that I had been doing was I would go to Korea, right? Went to Korea, and when I was there, I would stay for a long month, right? For sometimes 6 weeks I would stay, and I would go to an academy there, and every day I would go to a class there 2 times. I'd go to like a private and a group class, and that cost a lot of money, because I'm not the kind of guy that can just go couch surf. I get a really nice apartment, I spend money when I go, so. And also, I don't take the cheap flight. I take the direct flight. Like, I spend a lot of money. Because if you have money and you're used to a certain lifestyle, you spend money, right? I'm not trying to brag or anything like that. But my point being, this hat doesn't feel right on me, man. Ah, much more solid. I do have my own Naptan Namja hat, though. I bought one. It doesn't look exactly like this. This one is like, it's kind of weak now. And then I went to Taiwan for 8 days. The last time, because I had really started kicking the Chinese into gear, and I really, really loved Taiwan, but I went to the school that I was planning on going to, and they kind of turned me off to going to school there, because I was like, can I buy the book now? Because I would like to maybe jump into the higher level class. I'm not going to be a beginner level when I come. No, you cannot buy the book. You cannot buy the book. It's only for students who take. But what if I paid for my classes in the second class already? You cannot do that. No. Taiwan is maybe worse than Japan in terms of like they have to follow rules. So I don't want to go to that school now. And then I thought, do I really want to be in Taiwan for a month? I kind of thought, no, I kind of enjoyed being there for 8 days. 8 days to 2 weeks is probably like the best amount of time. Often when I'm in Korea, I get like really homesick around maybe the 4th week. And I'm like, oh, or the 3rd week. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I've been here way too long. But italki solved that because it solves so many problems at once. Number one, cheaper. It's cheaper than even if I could just go to raw classes in Korea without leaving America, without spending with airplane tickets and apartments and food and all. It's actually cheaper per hour to be on italki. I can change my teacher out anytime I want. I have not done that yet, but I can change to whoever I want. By the way, I'm not sponsored by italki. I just like Hello Talk, I wasn't sponsored by Hello Talk. I generally love both of those services. And also I wasn't locked to a schedule. I can do more if I want. And I was just outside, guys. If you want to know what I was doing just before this live stream, watch tissue box number 26, which I'll be uploading momentarily. Oh, you know what? I just realized the stream's going to get bad here. Oh, yeah, hang on. Let me turn off Google Drive. Let me pause it. Because I just uploaded this video and it's going to make it too slow, so we won't do that. Sebastian says, if I get an italki teacher, what could we talk about? I've never learned Japanese with anyone before. Find a teacher that has a plan and just let her show you. Or him show you. That was very sexist that I said, let her show you. Just try it. The thing is, you can try, and if you don't like them, you move on. That's the benefit of italki. And you can look at people's reviews of those teachers. Sato-san says, George, I scheduled lessons with your italki Japanese instructor, Misaki. Will you do me a huge favor, Sato-san? Huge favor, please. Will you tell Misaki that you are here because of Joji? That because of Joji, the YouTuber, I am here. Because she actually denied my second class. I put in a second class and she didn't want to be there. She politely refused to do another class with me, which is kind of sad. Thanks, Sato. I appreciate it. Just tell her, oh, I thought you were really good on George's lesson, so I decided to book a class with you. So, who didn't like the book? I'm sorry, 715-209. I kind of lost what the conversation was about. I'm confused. Hey, Jasmine. I think that, dude, I think that is part of it, that she didn't like being called an android. But I think if she watches, I genuinely think, if she watches the series getting ready to come up where I'm looking for the teachers, she plays a major part in it. Either she'll think I'm completely a pervert, or she'll think, oh, I get what he was saying now. She's kind of major in it. But Sato-san, don't tell her about that, please. Sato, don't tell her about that. I really don't even want her to see it. The book I was reading with Misaki. Oh, no, I don't think that was it. Her exact refusal of working with me was she didn't like being on video. That's what it was. Just say George talks so highly of you. George said many good things about you. Just not because I want to work with her again, but because this next series that's coming out, I want her to be okay with it. Okay, if she happens to see it. Josh Butler, how are things with the other teacher, the other girl you were doing reading with? Her name was Kurumi Magnificinto. Is that a word? I don't know. Yeah, I love her. I booked more with her. There's more with her. I actually have Korean again tonight at 9. So in 3.5 more hours. But Kurumi's great. I really, gosh, she's so young, right? But I really liked her. I thought she looked a little bit older in her video, but she looks like 18. That's just like so young. But she brought an energy to the reading that I really liked. Am I going to hire any artists for commissions for any future projects? Yes. But I'm not going to be looking for people outside of Japan, most likely, or Korea. Magnifico. Thank you. Magnifico. Yeah, she had good energy, right? So, I did some non-traditional things today in the gym, some stuff that I haven't done before, and then I ended up talking a lot with my coach after, and that's why I'm still in my gym stuff. Normally I take it off and I dress up. I'm still on my gym stuff. I had to rush home to do a Korean from Zero edit with Reed, but I filmed some stuff today, and maybe I'll make a compilation and show you the work that I'm doing in the gym. I thought that'd be kind of cool. My gym coach thinks it would be kind of cool. We'll see. Yeah, this is just a chill out live stream. This is it. This is what it is. I'm just kind of chilling out. That is exactly what it is. James Turner says, "Hey George, just bought book 1 and 2 and Kanji from Zero recently. Working through book 1 currently. They have been a big help so far. Would you recommend I start Kanji from when would you recommend? Not until you know hiragana and katakana. Already you're going to be so lost without that. I assume you know hiragana and katakana. So get through books 1 and 2. I don't know. This is a common question. I actually don't know the answer. I would say that in Kanji from Zero books, it's no holds barred using Japanese grammar. We don't assume that you're a beginner. We assume you can handle that. Josh Butler says, has my routine changed since my family's been in Japan? No, I'm pretty much always selfish. The only thing that's great about my family being in Japan is I have no responsibilities. My wife's not telling me to do anything. And it's so nice. You know, my wife doesn't speak English, so if there's anything that has to be happening in English that a normal wife might do, and I say wife in the sense that another life partner, right? So 2 of you guys live in the house. Let's say something happens with the house. Person B speaks English, person A speaks English. Probably the person B would just handle it, right? But because person B doesn't speak English, person A has to always handle it. Now that's not being fair because she handles a lot of things that I should handle. Like I don't take out the garbage, or we don't have like, oh, it's your day to do the dishes. I'm just not that kind of a guy. I'm very old school. No, there's no English for Zero for my wife. She does not care to learn English. Unfortunately, she does not share the desire to learn any English. Hey George, I messaged you on Discord about this, but when I signed up through your italki link, it added me to your friends list. Oh, that's cool. So I don't know if it was supposed to do that. No, that's fine. I actually don't mind. On italki, I'm ignoring everybody, so that's cool. It looks like 10 people clicked the link and joined italki, but no one is qualified yet. So I haven't earned any bucks from you guys, which means none of you have done a class yet. Good job. Thanks. Where's my $10? All women should do dishes. That's right. What? No, honestly, I should do dishes every now. Josh, that's not what I meant, dude. You have given me easily $50 in the last month. Thank you. And you didn't even put a message up, Josh. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. And YouTube thanks you for the, I think they get $4 out of that. I'm not sure how much they make. Someone told me this the other day and I hadn't even thought about it. I want to try a lesson with an italki teacher, but I'm too antisocial. Sebastian, they don't know who you are, man. They don't know who you are. It's okay. I understand that you're antisocial, but doing it on italki is literally the out of every option you could possibly have, it's the easiest. You can be in your bedroom. You can wear a hat like this the whole time. You can have dark sunglasses on. They can't see your eyes. You can do whatever you want. And they don't know where you live. And they're not really in the room. If you smell bad, even they don't know. How many times have I done a live stream and I haven't taken a shower yet? Trust me. Trust me. Hats help my bad hair. Yeah, I understand if you're antisocial, but things like iTalk, I say iTalk is only one way to do it, but there's other things you could do where you're interacting with people online. There's, gosh, don't quote me because I don't know any, so you couldn't quote me anyway. But there are definitely ways to work through that fear of talking to people. I get it, like even me as pretty much as extroverted as you can get, I get that fear. Like there are times, there's this weird thing that happens. Like sometimes when I go to McDonald's, like I'm in the drive-thru at McDonald's or something like that, and right before I get to the window, I'm like, I could freeze. Like I totally see how the social anxiety works because I go, what do I say? Oh my God. And then I go, yeah, I'll take a double cheeseburger and a 6-piece chicken nugget with barbecue sauce. And at McDonald's, they look you right in the eye. They're like, you want to make that the meal? I'm like, no, the fine without making it the meal. It's just weird. I get it. So I understand that. And I know it's worse if you really are introverted, right? Sato says, George, I really don't think this is an issue, but hearing about AJAT has made me wonder if I should have waited to start physically speaking. No, I disagree 1,000,000,000%. At the same time, I doubt it's going to hurt. No. Because what'll happen is, look, until someone can take a human being, or a blind study, right, where you take 100 people with the same set of circumstances in life, and on one side and another 100 on the other side, and only do AJAT with this group, and then do Japanese with this group, or normal. By the way, I want to point out, AJAT is the same thing. AJAT is, you do go through study books. You do all of that stuff. Like basically both methods are the same thing. Except there's a little bit of a philosophy behind the AJAT where you shouldn't output. But the original creator of that didn't agree with that. Katsumoto, according to what I heard, he didn't agree with that. I don't know, man. I would never learn a language that I couldn't speak right away. Like, I love saying, je ne comprends pas français. I love saying that. I love trying to think about what can I say, right? What can I say in French? I was trying to think of something, but I just love, and today in the gym, I was listening to this, and I didn't hear many familiar things. Like, I just opened up this app, okay, and you'll see if I go to player, the last thing I was listening to, I was holding it to the mic for some reason. This is the last thing I was listening to, okay? And this is it.
Il jouait dans 2 villes, je crois qu'il faisait. Je dis n'importe quoi, j'invente les villes. Un concert, admettons, à Düsseldorf et un autre à Milan. Il y avait un jet qui partait avec...
Like, I know they're talking about places, obviously, Düsseldorf and Milan, right?
Une équipe qui, pour monter le décor, un jet, même plus qu'un jet, un gros avion. Pendant cela, le deuxième allait monter la scène.
But I heard like, I'm pretty sure I heard vous à vous. I was like, oh, okay, all right. I think that's what I heard. But I'm starting to hear patterns that probably if I listened to this a lot more, it would sound more natural to me, you know?
C'est un truc de dingue.
C'est pas du violon, ça?
Écoutez, de toute façon, on aime bien André Rieu, mais c'est pas le principe. Voilà. Ok, je vous laisse discuter d'André Rieu avec Maître Félono avec des cacahuètes. Pendant ce temps-là, on va attaquer le deuxième cas, si vous le voulez bien, parce qu'il y a Yovana qui est là. Yovana, bonjour.
Bonjour Julien. Bonjour à tous.
Bonjour. Like, just listening to that is getting I'm as I listen to that, I'm hearing, okay, the R's aren't as I think they were. I think there's a difference when you're learning something. The teacher will speak slow, and that slowness affects what they're saying. If they said it fast enough, it wouldn't sound like that. I'm like au revoir, right? But when you say it fast, like au revoir, I can't even do it yet. But I can't imagine not outputting to sum up what I was saying, because it takes so much time to get your mouth, body, and mind all together to speak, that believe it or not, I think the AJAT method, while you're listening to all this native, it's really great. You get to listen to all this native, and you should be doing that anyway. I have recommended that. That's why I talk about these podcasts all the time. I recommend that. I don't do sentence mining like they do, and I don't use Anki because I've never been into that, right? And when I've tried, it has failed for me. And I don't have the time to watch a bunch of Japanese native stuff, right? I'm learning French, I'm learning Chinese, and I'm learning Korean. But what I do is every day I try to do something in those languages, right? But I don't want to. I think it's a very strong possibility that if you had those two groups, I would love to see a test on it. But I'm just thinking hypothesis-wise. Maybe the guy that outputs sooner eventually is speaking sooner, a lot sooner than this other guy, and maybe the ability to speak is delayed in an AJAT speaker. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not trying to throw shade on that method. Sato says, AJAT seems cultish to me. Everyone pretty much sees it that way, I think. Unless you're in AJAT, and then you can't see the cult for what it is. Learning the language through speaking is loving the journey. Yes. Yes. The no outputting is mainly so you don't develop bad habits. Okay, let's talk about that. Does that mean you could never fix your bad habit? No. Sometimes those bad habits are what make you understand things more. It's those things that make you good in the language. Does that make sense? I really think that, I think not outputting is the equivalent of never trying to make a mistake. It's trying to be perfect. And you cannot learn anything that way. That's just a fear of making a mistake. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not to say can't fix it, though. I wouldn't worry about it so much. Yeah. Look at me. How do I honestly learn French with my teacher if I'm not outputting? Do I just listen to her? Do I just listen to her tell me what things are and I go, ça va? Oh, I can't even say that. No output. I can't even say ça va. I know ça va because I've used ça va. Right? I heard d'accord. D'accord. I heard that. I heard that in on that podcast. You know, she uses it all the time. I don't know. I don't have an answer, and I probably don't have a long enough life to actually know the answer. Okay? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to look at what Matt posted. I'm sure he's doing fine. I just saw on page 60 of JFC Book 1, you showed at the end of the latest video on the channel, there's an error in the Kosovo position relationship graphic. I have redone the Kosovo graphic. Are you saying that new version has an error? Let me know, Adrian. Oh, in the third box, that one over there, the speaker's labeled as peaker. Oh, must have, let's look at that. Let's look at that. All right, we'll go to Japonais right here. It's funny how you get blind to some things, huh? I should have noticed that kind of an error. Oh, it's in the next lesson. Oh, what the hell? Oh, it's because I made him smaller. That's funny. All right, let's go fix that. That is funny. Peeker and listen. Peeker and listen. Wow. Okay. Oh, wait, those... How is that missing? I don't understand. Must have gotten erased somehow. We'll just put them back in. Oh, no, I see it. Hang on. I see it. Hang on. It's right there. Somehow they didn't get moved up with the graphic. about 1 pixel off. Good eye there. Thank ya. All right. Back to where we were. Jonathan McCullers says, "Hey, Mr. Polyglot George, how good are your languages? How good are your languages?" You can witness how good my languages are on videos on this channel. I have, I guess this shouldn't say from 0, huh? Let me change that. This is not from 0 right now. This is Polyglot George. There we go. If I give an assessment, my Japanese being at 100, Korean 60, Chinese 20, French 5. Michael says, after I learned about AJAT, I noticed a baby trying to speak, but I told it to to STFU because it needed to wait until it can recite Shakespeare. Not until you can speak full sentences. But no. From before you can speak, you will just look at me and clap. No output from you, baby. That's brilliant. Oh, man. Thank you. Thank you for that. Guys, let's not make AJAT the enemy. There's definitely some value in AJAT. Josh Butler says, honestly, just George's website alone is immersion if one spends dedicated time on it. And the JFC books too, or Korean. Well, I don't know if that's immersion. I mean, you do have to go to other sources, and you should be listening to podcasts that you can't understand, and maybe watching drama and really getting into the culture. But to each his own. Yes, I do totally agree with that. Okay, this is a good question, Lil G Wise. Why does everyone hate AJAT here? Because they didn't learn with AJAT. That's the only reason. Why do AJATers hate maybe what I do? Because they didn't learn with that method. That is why it is religion, okay? It is religion because just like when I posted something anti-Genki, the way Genki teaches verbs with ru verbs and u verbs, and so does Take Him, by the way. I was shocked to see that the other day. Take Him follows the Genki method, which is dumb. It's just, in my mind, dumb. To call something ru verb when every verb classification in Japanese has verbs that end in ru, and to say then, well, there's ru verbs and u verbs when every single Japanese verb ends in ru, regardless of its classification. It's a bad naming convention, and it doesn't help the student. What the student has to do to understand ru and u verbs is change the nature of what they can see right away with their own pattern recognition. It's like, oh, so wakaru is a ru verb, and kaeru is a ru verb, and irasharu is a ru verb. Oh, wait, well, okay, arau is certainly only an u verb, right? It's not a ru verb, right? Because it's, no. It doesn't work that way. Watch that video to see what I'm talking about. I think it's in course 2 videos. And just a place to hate on someone else's hard work. You mean here? You mean we are a place to hate on AJAT? No. No one's hating on AJAT. It's the butt of a joke every now and then because of the initial video between me and Matt. But I'm a $100 supporter. I'm probably his biggest supporter on Patreon. I recommend you all support him. He's doing a lot of good work. Nuke Marine too. Okay, so while I joke, if you watch my videos, you'll know that I joke with everybody. Okay. I joke about everybody, for the record. Nick said, I had a bad habit of using formal past tense mashita instead of formal present future tense when saying that I will do something. Ikutoki, you mean? Thank goodness. But see, Nick, you were able to get out of that habit. That's my point. It's like, just because you have a bad habit doesn't mean you can't correct that bad habit. That's all I'm saying. AJAT sort of says, I mean, I feel like that's what AJAT's saying. Is like, oh, no, you can't have bad habits. You certainly can. We all grow up with bad habits and we correct them. And the mistakes are the spice of learning the language. I mean, I have learned so many cool things from my mistakes. The reason I know how to say a man's pee-pee in Korean is because I made that mistake because I had early output. Never would have learned that word probably. You are coming along with French. Thank you. I hope so. Grown-ups don't learn like children. They can choose a more effective way. Okay, Lil G. Cool. It's true. That's right. That's why grown-ups have textbooks. And yeah, they can choose to do an AJAT method. And I want you to understand, Lil G, I recommend AJAT style stuff way before AJAT existed. I just don't do Anki. I've told people I don't like Anki. The one thing I really got out of AJAT method was the sentence mining. I think it's a really cool idea because it is in context from a native speaker. I think it's an excellent idea. But before that, I've talked about beacon sentences. It's the same thing where you have a sentence in your mind that is a grammar pattern that you can build off of and interchange parts out of. The fact that it came from a native speaker, okay, that's better. But the way AJAT hurts me a little bit is you can only say things that native speakers have said. There's no ability to be creative with your own stuff. You're not allowed to make your own stuff. You're basically, the way it seems to me whenever I hear Matt talk about it is natives are God and foreigners can't be creative enough to come up with a sentence that works in that language. If you watch me learning French, a language that I have no basis in, you'll see me working hard and struggling to make output using what I've learned. And I think that process burns into my head things. The people that get to the end of an AJAT method could have done it in any method. It's a certain style of person. I will never be able to do an AJAT method in any language. Okay? If you look at who's doing AJAT, I'm willing to bet, unless there's a certain amount of outliers, obviously, and everything, but I'm willing to bet it's kids that have nothing else going on in their life. They have nothing else going on. They're just AJATing. Yeah, you know, if I drew manga every day, I would get good at manga if that's all I focused on. But that's not. I can't do that lifestyle right now, right? I have sitting over here manga books that I plan on using. Where are they? Hang on. Look, I bought these books. I bought these books to learn how to draw manga, okay? Haven't opened them. But I really want to learn how to draw manga. But I just don't got the time. I have other priorities. You can't, and another thing that AJAT does is makes you feel so guilty for not doing all Japanese all the time. You know? Now that I've got these out, I've been thinking about doing a tissue box channel video where I learn, how to draw faces and whatnot. If you guys want to get these books, it's by a guy named Mark. I think his name is Crilly or Criley. I'm not sure. But they look pretty good. They show how to do like fat people, which is good if you're going to draw American manga. Yeah, but we could do it together. Maybe I'll have a series called George Knows How to Draw. Okay? The thing is, I'm telling you, if you do anything AJAT style, of course you're going to get good because you're dedicating time to it. If I told you, let's say, let's make a new style right here. It's called AJTBA. It's called APBAT. All textbooks all the time. You take every textbook you've ever purchased, and every day you read 20 pages from those textbooks. And you read all of them, hundreds of them. Then you output for the first time. It'll be just as effective as AJAT. Probably. I don't know. I haven't done it. Okay. Anyway, I'm not, you know, I almost hate the AJAT discussion as much as I hate hearing when is book 5 going to be done. But to each his own. Yes, let's go ahead and say that and end there. But Lil JYS, let it be, man. The people that are on this channel, the people that are on this channel are all probably my fans, mostly. People that like what I do. So, probably should have put those books somewhere else. That's why they're going to think this way. But I've told them not to hate on AJAT. We've had that discussion. But if I'm making the joke about the baby, that's because it's funny. It has nothing to do, and these guys would understand the joke, right? Matt says some really deep. Okay, I get it, man. He's your mentor. I don't know why you're watching me. It seems to really bother you if I talk about Matt. So why are you here? I'm just curious. They don't just say that AJAT is the best. They say anything else won't work, period. Yeah, that's the rub, right? AJAT is the only method to learn. Yet I'm sitting here not doing it AJAT method, and I learned. And Matt does this clarification thing where he says, well, there's two different levels of native. There's two different levels of fluency. There's native level fluency, which is where AJAT will get you, which I say, yes, because slapping the name AJAT on immersion is all they've done. Immersion is the only way you get really good, is to really get into a language. Immersion meaning focusing on that language and doing it all the time. Even I thought this morning, I was like, man, I got to do something to get more into French. If I really want to get into French for me is my proving ground. It's like, it's the language I don't care about. It's the language I have nothing to gain from learning, right? I don't have any French from zero books planned. I don't like French women, so it's not like I'm going to enjoy looking at French women. Doesn't mean I don't think they're pretty. I'm not interested. I've never been interested in Caucasian women, so there's no like mental draw to them, right? Hopefully you know what I mean. I'm not trying to be perverted here, okay? So, but could I do it AJAT style? No. Would I want to do it AJAT style? No. Frick no. Oh my God, to just always be bombarding yourself with a language? I don't want to do that. And Matt says it himself. Depends on how much you want it. I don't want it that much. I want to just enjoy my learning, do 3 or 4 classes a week as much as I can, go to France, eventually do it, and in maybe 3 or 4 years, I'll be pretty decent in French, and that'll be enough. And I'll be able to say I'm fluent. Am I native fluent? No. Is that my goal? No. Ain't no one got time for that. That's what I feel. It's like, I don't got time for that. I want to learn a bunch of languages. If I had to AJAT, I could do maybe 4 languages. I'd have to spend 5 years on every language. And by the way, any method that you put time into, 5 years is a decent amount of time to get good in a language. And I want to point out, AJAT method still uses textbooks and all of the things that people do. Every interview I have seen with Matt is, I did all the traditional ways and they didn't work, and then I did AJAT and it worked. No, those traditional ways all added to what you are. You got to JLPT1 with those ways. You're not native fluent. You still would watch TV and be a little bit confused on some words. I get that. Okay, I'm done talking about AJAT. Unless someone says something else. Yes, Sato-san. I agree with that. AJAT says, and it told me, hey, I got to read more. I got to do more. Yes, absolutely. I have got to do more in Japanese even. Yes, I agree to this too. Say hello to oblivion. Whatever your beliefs, you can take aspects from AJAT and benefit. Yes. AJAT is putting the native language in your head as much as possible and then taking sentences and mining them into Anki. That's what it is. And remembering the kanji book, getting the kanji out of the way as soon as possible. Yeah, go for it, man. But even RTK destroys me mentally to learn all the readings of the kanji for months, but not know what they are in Japanese. That makes no sense to me. It's the same thing. It's all input, no output. For me, I can't understand that. No output from you, baby. That's a good t-shirt. I do agree. Most people grow up with terrible command of their own language. That's why we're taught plurals and the like in school. AJAT is I've never said AJAT won't help people. So and people have asked me what's after Japanese from Zero books. I don't know. AJAT, I don't know. Yep, AJAT is definitely good. There, I said it. Yeah, that Rube Verb vid you made was awesome. Totally agree. Yep. Thanks, Lil G. See, Lil G, you can get something out of my way of thinking, and you can get something out of AJAT, right? It's a balance, right? I'm currently following AJAT techniques, and I certainly don't hate George or this community. Woohoo! All right, let's get past. Okay. Okay, good. Oh my god, can we get past AJAT, please? It's like 90% of my content recently is AJAT. Curly's on YouTube. Yeah, I've seen that he is. Let's change the topic. Peanut butter. Oh my god. At the exact same time, let's change the topic to food. Have I been eating well? I did for about 4 days. I ate really, really well. And then I kind of finished off the chocolate almonds that were left. But I'm not crazy with my eating. I don't eat everything great all the time. Like today, what did I have? I had, Taco Bell. I had Taco Bell. I had a quesadito and a cheese quesadilla, and it was fantastic with Diet Pepsi. The one thing I hate about Taco Bell is that they have Diet Pepsi and not Diet Coke. I'm at my best weight ever. Like this is like, I'm always like 168 to 171. I've been this now for the last year or more. I'm very good. I wouldn't say Diet Coke is my cheat food. It's any time I eat chocolate. But I feel like my body's conditioned for it, you know. But the one thing I worry more about gaining weight with eating chocolate and sugar stuff is the inflammation. And I think that's what was hurting my back for the last few days. That's why I gave up sugar again, because I thought the inflammation was hurting my back. And either I randomly, coincidentally got better, or that's what the case was. Why does sushi and sashimi have parasitic worms? Does it? I don't know. Never heard about that. I've only made it through half of book 2, if that, and I have made Japanese friends. Just have to get out in Japan and get to some events. Okay. I think the problem I have with AJAT versus my quote-unquote method, AJAT is, the goal is learning the language. That's all that matters, is learning the language. My goal is not learning language. Does that sound weird coming from Polyglot George? My goal is not to learn French. It's not to learn Korean or learn Chinese. My goal is to make friends in that country and speak that language with them. I don't care that I don't know it well. I would like to know it well, and I'll try to get better. But my goal is not academic in any way. It's purely, I want to be able to speak that language. Because I already know. You know what? You know what I already know? I speak more French than at least 90% of Americans. And that's being generous. I'm sure it's like 99%. My French is better than 90% of all Americans. And that's pretty good. All right? Now I've just got to improve my French so I can actually have conversation. AJAD is autism. That's not what I said. Not what I said. I'm out of drinky drink. I didn't mean to get back on this topic. I was just kind of replying to someone else's in chat. No, that's fine. I understand. 我明白了. If I want to say I understand you, do I have to say je te comprends. Je te comprends. I think you have to. I think the pronoun is to come before. I don't think you would say je comprends toi. Someone who knows French, tell me. I'm sorry I'm outputting right away, but I'm just curious. Who knows if I'm saying that right? I don't drink, by the way, Stefan. SOV? No, that's not what I mean. Oh, SOV in that case. If it's the pronoun, right? If it's the pronoun. So it is je te comprends. I understand you, right? Je te comprends. See? Output without complete understanding, and I remembered a rule and I used it. How long would it have taken me from just bombarding myself with my podcast? It literally wouldn't have happened. The podcast job and French native media job is to get me into the flow of the language and to let me hear the accent. It's not the end-all be-all way of learning. It means, you know what AJAD is, really? Make your own textbook. That's what it is. Find sentences, pull them out. It's make your own textbook. And I don't want to make my own textbook. Je te comprends. Je te comprends très bien. I understand you very well. No. I don't know if I could say je te comprends beaucoup. George, take a couple of breaths and let it go. Thanks, Nick, for changing the topic. Do I cook? No. I really want to learn to cook. There's a couple things I before I die, I would like to make sure I do. One of them is learn to cook more. I mean, it's not like I can't cook. I just can't cook like creatively awesome stuff. Draw manga. I would really like to learn how to draw. I can draw. And there is art that I have done. I do art. As a matter of fact, I was always drawing stuff and sending it to my wife. Even a picture of her. But it's not great, right? I don't know if I have any art that I could show you. Not easily, at least. That and like play guitar. I bought one of those machina things. So I'm going to do some cool music mixing, hopefully. I'm making some beats and stuff. Maybe I'll be rapping some more. I want to be more involved with music. Music and drawing. And I really want to release the book that I'm working on. I want people to know me for the amazing, this is my imagination. Oh my God, I really love your book. I won't say the title. It was amazing. Oh, it was so fantastic. Oh, you speak Japanese? That would be really cool to me. People that don't know me for the language side, that would be very shocked to see that. Or how would it be cool if I was mixing something one day on YouTube and they saw me in a mixing video and maybe I had a mixing channel. I don't know, that'd be kind of cool too, you know? What do I do for workouts? I just go to the gym. Right now it's twice a week. But I was going daily before I went to Korea the last time. I walk a lot. Story's going good. Janice, thanks for asking. I've had Mike, the video editor, in there twice. It's been very stressful for me having Mike in there. The second time was very stressful. I know he's probably listening. Obviously, he watches the streams. It was only stressful because Sarah lets me get to the end of something before she interjects, but he was interjecting at a part where I was just like, let me get through this. Especially for me, like the part I was reading, I was very proud of that part. And it kept getting interrupted, and I was like, God, this is my good part. I felt like it was my good part. Ooh, ramen from scratch. That sounds awesome.